Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. I've been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat, so I better bear witness I'm back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I'm cup full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. ISUPK, and they in the way.
Hey, Shalom out, Lord Curse.
They real. They down to something. Flow so deep.
Just give me 1 second. Just getting the signing links up.
Oh yeah, bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers. I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. Don't rank me no head. I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking. Watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart. And Alana, she's so beautiful. But they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. And I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy. The 10 leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time. This Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Should call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. That's right. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I want that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the king. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the king. Bring that hot flame. You bitch ain't loyal to the king.
All right, let's get started. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Canada. To all the brothers, to all the sisters, priest and officer Shariwan under commanding General YAHANNA. And we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which was started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Today's class, we're going to be speaking about the fear of the Lord. All right, the fear of the Lord is a foreign concept to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We hear it all the time, but we don't understand what it is according to the Bible. All right, so tonight's class, we're going to get in some scriptures, the importance of fear, what it is we're supposed to be doing, what it looks like. All right, and just tear down some of the lies that we've been taught in society. All right, so Shalom, Barak Yali, Yabashim Shabrak Thoth, for tuning in. I'm going to get you to pull some scriptures for me. We can dive right into it. If you could, grab Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. All right. It's a Saturday night scripture breakdown class. Salakia for starting late. I had a couple things I had to attend to. All right, but we're going to get into it. Again, tonight's topic is on the fear of the Lord. All right, going to give you, brother, some precepts you can take down. Good precepts to take down in your notes. All right. Make sure you share this page. Share this page to your social media platforms, Facebook. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. All right, I.S.U.P.K Canada and No Cowards Canada YouTube page. And the sign-in links are in the comments. Make sure you sign in. Before the class ends, make sure you sign out. I'll make sure to get the sign-out links out in the chat. All right. Shalom to everybody tuning in. Shalom, Samantha. Yahweh Shamar, Alathan Bashim Yahushai. It means may the Most High watch over you, sis, in the name of who the world calls Christ. The water for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit those like buttons. All right. Make sure you like the page. All right. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit a like and subscribe to our page. All right. So we're starting off. We're going to start off in the book of Deuteronomy. Let me catch up with you. Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. All right, go ahead and read that when you got it.
We'll come to verse 39. See now, even I am He, and there is no God.
There is what?
There is God with me.
Khan, there is no God with me. What does God mean, Barak Yallah?
Your power.
Khan. Another
Authority.
word we can use for God is power or authority. All right. The Most High is saying that there is no other power with me. There's nobody else on my level. There's nobody else that can do the things that I do. Right? He says, see now that even I am He, and there is no God with me. Understand? The Most High is speaking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He's speaking to the children of God. He's speaking to the nation of Israel. He's letting them know that this is something you need to pay attention now, right? Something you need to look at, pay attention to, something you need to see, right? There's no other God with me. Keep reading.
I kill.
I
And
what?
I make alive. I kill.
Khan.
I'm
This
alive.
power, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the power of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, He kills. Right? I remember years ago, maybe 20 years ago, there was a brother in the world who had asked me, I can't remember how it happened, but, being like a lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, my mother used to take us to church, right? I can't remember if we had church on Saturdays or Sundays, but she would take us to church. And somehow this brother ended up getting invited to our church. And I was having a conversation with him, and he asked me a question. He said, why should I go to church and believe in Jesus when the God of this Bible has, what did he call him? I think he said, I think he called him a mass murderer. You understand? He said, when you read the stories in the Bible, he's like, this God goes around murdering hundreds of thousands of people. And being a good Christian, being a child, not knowing the truth of the Bible, I had told the brother, I said, just pray about it. Gave him that good Christian answer, and basically means I have no idea. I don't know why the Most High kills. I don't know why the Most High slaughtered the Ethiopians, slaughtered the Egyptians, slaughtered all the people He did in the Old Testament, right? I didn't understand that, right? I didn't understand that. I didn't know any better. And so I told the brother, just pray about it, right? Because I don't have the answer. But when you understand the truth of the Bible, right, this is saying, I kill, right? Salakia.
Shalom, Yahweh Shabbat Shalom.
Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Shabbat. Yahweh Shabbat. I'm not teaching the entire class. I just had to come in.
Shalom.
Number one.
Shabbat.
Yeah, number one, I'll have a chat with the officers and troopers privately in regards to the attendance or lack thereof, firstly. Secondly, Police Officer 5000 Abund, representing I.S.U.P.K here in Canada, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. If you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American in the nation of Canada, you're under our authority. All of your questions, biblical questions, questions regarding relationships, children, what have you, contact myself, 484-687-7040. 484-687-7040. We have an email, isupkcanada@gmail.com. isupkcanada@gmail.com. Also have a general number that I'll be able to text back from the 484 numbers for WhatsApp. The general number is, you can text me through your regular messaging app if you have a Canada, Android, what have you. 347-474-8525. All right. Char, you want to share this to the Canada group? General Canada group in Messenger. Everyone can share it. Share it to Facebook as well. All right, the topic was great. Title was great. Excellent work on short notice. Past the last second. Not sure why it was past you the last second. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get started with the document we have in here. The title was great. Fearing the Lord. That's always something that should be done. However, for this class, which you want to do a better job of, as everyone's teaching this class, you want to cover current events, all right? Current events, fearing the Lord. That's an excellent title. How can you tie that into current events to captivate your listeners? You want to pull people in. You're fishing, right? You're fishing. So you want to get the right bait on the hook. A good bait on the hook is not just sitting around having a Bible study, but a good bait on the hook is integrating the truth with current events. So here's what I'm about to do. I'm going to take the class that you had, and I'm about to add it to a current event, which is going to do the job of captivating people, keeping people interested. Right? Everyone heard of Jim Jones, correct?
Sir.
Jim Jones, oh, snap. Well, Christ said this to watch and pray. Jim Jones is a rapper, one of the rappers. He was on Dipset, right? Brachiola?
Khan.
Yeah, he was one of the rappers on Dipset. He later became an independent rapper, what have you. We Stay Fly. That's not the title of the song. Pop Champagne. This guy was a good rapper out of New York City. So, he became famous. There's a video that came out recently. Shari, you want to pull this video up of Jim Jones saying he tongue kissed his mother. Jim Jones.
Oh, Colonel sir. So, Salaki, is this the brother from Mobb Deep?
No, Jim Jones not from Mobb Deep. Jim Jones from Dipset with Cameron. Who else was in Dipset? I don't even know their names. I know Cameron and Jim Jones. I don't even know the rest. And I live in
Joel Santana.
Oh yeah, I forget about him. Yeah, Joel Santana, Cameron, and who's the other one? Jim Jones. They got the floor mopped with him by the Luke, the LOX, and I'm beginning to see why. Okay, beginning to see why they lack brotherhood with each other, and one of their members was tongue kissing his mother. And he's not the only one in the Black, Hispanic, and Native community. Child molestation is rampant in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American community. Much of it is being facilitated by Eve. Eve is facilitating all the sexual abuse and not all, but much of the sexual abuse and child abuse that's going on in these Black, Hispanic, and Native American homes. Here's one way it's happening. You're leaving the father of your kids. Leaving the father of your kids and then bringing another man in the house exponentially raises the chance that they're going to be sexually molested. And the level of sexual molestation, I'm not talking about getting touched or basically a light touch or, hey, come here, or slap on the behind or groping the breast. I'm talking full-blown rape penetration. That is serious level of sexual molestation is it's 6 times more likely to happen. Raquel, pull me up that study. They did a study on this. This isn't made up, make-believe BS. Okay, this feminism nonsense has left nothing but single mothers and destroyed households. Feminism is a damn lie. And child molestation in the Black, Hispanic, and Native community is rampant, okay? And why? It's because of this culture you believe in from the slave master, okay? I don't even know what the hell keeping it real means anymore. Is this keeping it real? Charlie one was Joel Santana. Was Jim Jones' mom keeping it real? We have all these silly ass rules, keeping it real, no snitching, as if we have any damn integrity. And here in the States, there's 2 million black men in prison, Shariwan, which means what? Everybody's snitching. Everybody's goddamn snitching, a snitch. Everybody's telling. Okay? Everybody's a damn informant. But yet we have this rule, no snitching. No cooperating with the police. The individual involved is going to cooperate with the damn police, man. Why? Because we have no honor. And it's keeping it real. All this other nonsense, the stupid rules that we have in our community need to go the hell away. Need to get flushed down the toilet. And we need to bring in a new culture, the culture of the Most High, culture of the truth. Trooper Brock Yalla, can you look up the religious denomination of Jim Jones and his mother? Let's just do that. Because, I've been reflecting. Certain weeks I'm on traveling. Certain weeks I'm in doing my day-to-day activities. I'm thinking, what are we doing this for? I'm going to think, what are we doing this for? Few people listen to us. We're hated. Nobody's in the goddamn class. There's 8 people in school in Canada. 2 people showed up to the class. Sometimes I wonder, maybe this is all for naught. Maybe this is all for nothing. Maybe this is all for this. There's no fruit to this in my mind. But then I see stories like this, and I see we have a lot of work to do. And it's not going to be done with 2 people in the class during the mandatory goddamn class. We have a ton of work to do in our communities. A ton of work to do amongst our nation. And we have to wash and wipe away all lies. What is the chief lie? The Christian church. You get rid of the Christian church. There is no tongue swapping, tongue kissing, new man coming in the house, having sex with everybody, dealing with everybody, etc. None of this will be going on without the truth. That is how paramount the truth is to our success as a people.
Right.
Whenever you have that video, Charlie, let's get it queued up.
Come on, sir. I got it.
All right. Brock, you have their religions? What religion are they? Maybe I'm crazy.
I'm looking for it.
All you have to do, type in Jim Jones. You can look it up on Wikipedia. What religion is Jim Jones' mother? Jim Jones Christian Church. Jim Jones' mother church. Whatever. All right. Play this video. Also, hold on 1 second, Shariwan. YouTube, Facebook, you tech nerds, okay? You blue-haired California freaks, all right? This is not my video. I am playing it for educational purposes, okay? This is not my video. This is for educational purposes. Play the video.
Come.
What did your mom tell you about sex when you were young?
She told me everything about sex.
Like, wait,
my first condoms, shit like that. My mom taught me how to kiss when I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like, what's the instructions?
It wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like,
Good.
Whoa. Hold on. All right. Whoa. Yeah.
Come on.
Dude, what we talk about in these classes, though it might sound crazy, it might sound insane, it might sound like we just hate women, it might sound like we're angry we don't have a job, it might sound like we're the deadbeats of society, but what we have to say about the society is true. This society, from top to bottom, from rich to poor, is disgusting, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, dog. Akim. That is why, Shari, pull me that scripture. Please give me the scripture. In Sodom and Gomorrah, when the young, remember what it says in the 4th chapter, it says young and old, everyone about the city. This right here, this is why Sodom and Gomorrah is destroyed. This nonsense, this crap going on in this video, this is what was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Lord said that Judah, we were at Sodom and Gomorrah. We are at Sodom and Gomorrah. Threesomes, prostitution, strip clubs, OnlyFans, and this filth going on in every household. Akim, I'm never gonna forget this. Akim, I'm in Harrisburg, right? The hood, right? 6th grade. There was this cat, this Jake, named Mr. Was it Mr.? I think it was. All right? I kid you not, Akim. Is everyone listening? I kid you not. And then after I say this, Brock, y'all pull me that scripture about Israel and Sodom, or Judah, specifically the tribe of Judah and Sodom. It's Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Our sin is written with an iron pen. Okay. This brother, Akim, you listening? 6th grade.
Okay.
This brother said, my mom lets me practice on her.
Slovakia.
Akim, did you hear what I just said? And I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I'm hoping this was like some kind of, you know how you have those dreams where you feel like it's so real you carry it on with you, but you know
God.
that's not really true. It just, you know, wasn't a dream. Akim, I am in 6th grade. How old are 6th graders? It's been a while. 12 years, 12? Yeah, about 12 years old.
Around that
This
time.
kid said his mother lets him practice on her.
That's disgusting.
That's wicked. I want.
God. I don't even, that's more than wicked. I don't even know.
Good God.
Jeez.
What we say on these videos, these classes, are offensive. Oh my goodness, how can he say that about a woman?
Right.
How can he say Mama Jones? Not Mama Jones. Not Mama Jones. Mama Jones is a good mom. According to the world, this broad, she would have been a good mother, dude. Or Akim, right? She did well for her son. She brought him, raised him up, and look at him now. He's a success. He's a rapper. This world will call her a good mom. Well, she's horrible, man. And there's a lot of women like this. If you walked up to her and met her, I'm in New York City. You walked up to her and met her, what have you? She may be sweet, kind, not boisterous and loud, and I'm about to throw this stuff everywhere, and you know has not had that Philadelphia level of just of unnecessary violence and screaming and antisocial behavior. Was it Philly, Chicago, Detroit? Those cities where everyone's violent, um, everyone's homicidal. She might not have that sort of spirit. You get my point? But this woman, whoever this woman is, not her. This is Angela Yee. This is I believe this is a Moabite too. Aki, we have the facts on her. That's a Moabite, right?
Moabite.
Yeah, Angela Yee. Yeah, Angela Yee is a Moabite. All right, she's not one of the children of Israel. This is on her. She made a show called Lip Service. This is on a show called Lip Service. This clip, I guess, is from No Jumper. I'm gonna make a video too about No Jumper. I can remind me about that. I'm gonna make a video about No Jumper and that junkie that runs No Jumper covered in face tattoos. Okay, Adam 22. I mean, he's linked to the Clintons and all kinds of other stuff going on. Anyway, yeah, I'm in 6th grade. This dude said his mom lets him practice on her. He wasn't. I live in the
Jeez.
trailer park, dirty. He was black. He kept it real. You walked into him. You were around his crew. You would call him, a real one. Real ones tongue kiss their mom, and their moms let them practice on them. Throw this whole society, throw this whole culture, and all this other BS. Throw it in the trash. Okay, we need a new way.
Okay.
And like I said with this Jim Jones, I know firsthand from hearing him say that. Just blurt it out. I can't even remember what the conversation was about. But from hearing him blurt it out, and from hearing this fool Jim Jones mention it on a talk show with Angela Yee, who is one of the hosts of the Breakfast Club, him being just comfortable enough to say that, yeah, she taught me how to tongue kiss. And Akin, did you see he had a lighter in his hand too? Yeah, he's hurt from that, Akin. He's hurt. That tongue kiss did a little more than teach him how to kiss. That tongue kiss is the reason that he's smoking whatever he's about to go smoke in the back room. Weed mixed with whatever, urine, fecal matter, fentanyl, whatever the hell the drug dealer decides to put in there to get you to come back. That's why he's got that lighter in his hand. Because he was molested as a child. That's child molestation, man. Straight up and down. From a woman. Okay? Give me my scriptures. I want Sodom and Gomorrah, young and old, and I want sins of Judah written with an iron tip pen, and I want sins of Judah are as Sodom. That's in the Bible.
Come on, sir. I'm holding Genesis chapter 19 and verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young.
Oh, who?
Both old and young.
No, just the LGBTQ.
Old and young.
No, just the men and women just the men of consenting age.
Old and young.
Everybody was gay in the city. Why? Because everyone is performing the acts that being gay promotes. Everybody was packing fudge in this city. It was like a Hershey's chocolate factory. The amount of fudge being packed, Trooper Bratiala. That's America. That's America today. This is why America is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. I want that precept as well. Bratiala, hold what you have in Isaiah. Give me Revelation as 11 and 18. 11 and 18. Give me Revelation 11 and 18. You should say Sodom and Egypt. Bratiala. Young and old. This right here with Jim Jones, this is how both young and old come past that city, come past that house to rape, to abuse that angel. Okay, certain words you can't say for the YouTube algorithm. All right, it won't favor our video, but nonetheless, the truth will be pushed. All these men of young and old wanted to do this because they're all being trained in it. Jim Jones was trained from a young age to be a freak. Okay.
Right.
Tongue kissed his mom, and he's not the only one. What's going on in these households, Akim, is ridiculous. It's what happened in Egypt. And it is why the Most High sent COVID-19. Is why there's 550 goddamn murders in Philadelphia. Why the murder rate's increasing in Canada. Why there's death and disease all across this world. Because this place is vile. This place is disgusting. Do we have the religious denomination of the great holy Mama Jones? What's her religion? I want to know. Okay, have we found that yet?
So lucky I don't want.
Breaking up, Art. Yeah, Brackel, we can't hear you.
Salaki, what was his sister's name again? Or
I don't know.
name?
Just Jim Jones. Oh, this woman's Angela Yee. Angela Yee is her name. And the Jim Jones' mom, I don't know her name. Do we have her religion, Brackel?
Kind of Wakanda.
No, you're breaking up. Can you text it in the chat? Put it in the chat, Brackel, and I'll repeat it. All right, just text it. Put it in the chat real quick. All right, Salakia. I just want to know her religious denomination. Is she a Hebrew Israelite? Is she in all black? Excuse me. Is she in the salute? Is she in this cult? Because we're a cult, right? We're crazy, insane. Don't follow. Don't join this group. I just want to know what religious denomination she is, so we know without the shadow of a doubt who the real terrorist group is on this earth. Who the real hate group is. Okay, because a kid shouldn't be worried about tongue kissing women and how to deal with women, and that's another thing they do too. These oppressors have taught us to prepare ourselves for sex and nothing else. Well, like this woman is not like the main interaction that he remembers is, like when Angela Yee said, how did your mom prepare you to deal with women? It's not, my mom told me always to have my own, or my mom told me to be a well-rounded, well-adjusted adult. My mom told me, get to college. If you don't want to go to school, find trade school, run your own business. Here's how you do it, X, Y, Z. The biggest interaction he had with his mother is sex. And that's why we're so poor. And that's why many of us are failing at life. Because we've been trained from young to be prepped for sex. Understand everything about sex, how to do this, how to do that, but can barely read and can barely talk. Once again, in major cities. Once again, Akim, I'm still baffled. We can be, as to the reason we can be in Philadelphia, New York City, Washington, D.C., and barely talk, barely understand how to talk, and not understand words above a 5th grade reading level. It's insane. We're in major centers of education and economic activity, but in these hoods, what we're focused on is how to tongue kiss, how to give blowjobs, right? And who has a higher body count.
Right.
So we're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Jim Jones's mama is an airhead. You see the chat. Did you type it in the chat yet, Brackel? I don't see it.
Canada,
You can go to
Wakanda.
YouTube. I don't see it in the chat. Hold on.
Salaki, I don't want it's in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Do you know? Boy, oh boy. Praise Jesus.
Good.
Look at that, Brakyala. Apparently, they're not Hebrew Israelites. They're not in all black with tans. Crazy. Right? Yelling at people, yelling at women and Edomites on the corner.
All right.
You kid? So you tell me they're not in our group? They're not in I.S.U.P.K? Damn. So they're Christians. They're Christians? I'm so surprised. They have Bible studies? Oh, I'm so surprised. That's insane. The Christian church is a hate group. How this group is not a terrorist group, I still don't understand. The Vatican Church straight up and down colluded with the Nazis, and their followers tongue kiss children. They don't give a goddamn about kids. This is another thing I don't want to see. Help the children of Uganda. Help the children of Ethiopia. You don't give a damn about kids. You abort 500,000 babies a year. Christians don't give a damn about kids, and this proves it. And this proves it. And guess what happened to Jim Jones's mother, Akim? Who wants to guess? Who wants to be the rocket scientist, shaman, and guess what happened to Mama Jones that would put into her mind the idea to tongue kiss her son? Anyone want to throw that hypothesis out? Anyone want to solve this $1 billion question and save the world?
Salaki, I don't
What happened to Mama Jones, Officer Shariwan?
She was probably molested as a child, sir.
Yeah, somebody tongue kissed her when she was a kid. That's what happened. That's all it's about. It has nothing to do with interacting with a goddamn woman. Let's do the math. Sex lasts how long? 10 to 30 minutes. You with a woman till death do you part, right? Supposed to be. According to the Christian satanic church.
Right.
10 minutes, 30 minutes out of 24 hours, or if you come see her, out of a few hours each week or a few hours each day, you're interacting with her and you work and stuff, and she has work and stuff like that. It's not a lot of time. And so am I saying that shouldn't be important? No, I'm not saying sex is absolutely important in a relationship, but a goddamn kid needs to be worried about toys, school, and his friends and playing outside. Not his mom telling him, this is how you done kiss women.
Right.
This is how you show them. And remember, Angela Yee's question was about sex. So she more than likely taught her son more than tongue kissing. He probably went in for a deep dive. Sorry, Juan, with no swimming pool. Deep dive. He tasted the rainbow. Okay? He had the ice cream cone. Okay? Tasted the pomegranate. Okay? Went apple bobbing with no apples. Brachiala. Okay? The world is evil. Beyond belief. The Lord is going to burn it with thermonuclear fire. Thermonuclear war is the end of this world. Is coming after it. Is mothers like this are going to be put to death. Their head's going to be cut off in town square and they're going to be tossed into a hay basket. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be court. Oh, you doing what? Okay. All right. Such and such. This happened. Boom. Heads separated from body. Bodies getting thrown out into Potter's Field. Heads getting thrown into a basket. We're going to forget you ever goddamn existed. That's what's going to happen. That's how it's going to be handled. But in this world, this type of BS is celebrated. Read on.
Salaki,
the sister confirmed it. Whoa. Wait a minute, Akim. The sister confirmed it. Once again, we're the prophets of God. This didn't take, holy prophecy to figure out. The sister Sherlyn said on Love and Hip Hop Wiki, it says they had more than a tongue kiss. Yes, they did, Sherlyn. Yes, they did. And what would possess a woman to have her son do that to her is just absolutely beyond me. I thought it was you know, they had to be a certain size or whatever for you to deal with them. In a long-term relationship, you got to do this, got to do that. Lo and behold, these women have sex with kids, little kids, whatever. Doesn't matter how big, small, whatever. A whore is a whore, and child molester is a child molester. This woman is an absolute child molester, man. I'm gonna say it. Forget the who cares about the YouTube algorithm. All right, give me my scripture in Isaiah. Raquel, can you text a private chat so Shari one can pull the scripture? All right.
Silaki Adawan, I have a verse in Jeremiah 17:1. The sins of Judah were written with a pen of iron.
Yeah, that's where it is. Not Isaiah 1. Silaki. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 1. The sins of Judah is written with a pen of iron.
Yeah, the sins of Judah are written with a pen of iron. Sin is ingrained. You know, black culture is sin. That's really all it is. Sin is ingrained in our culture. Okay? Brothers get together and it's friendships for about 2 minutes. You woman has a friend. You damn near the battle damn near is her trying to come in and ruin the relationship. That's 95% of women's friends outside the truth. And in the truth, you got to be you have to be careful. Most of the entities, radio, television, people your woman is interacting with is telling you to leave her husband. Leave them. Why? Because the sin of Judah is written with an iron tip pen. Sin, what we thrive on. So it gets us up in the morning. Sin. Everybody's a drug dealer. Everybody's a rat. Everybody's talking about doing this and scamming. Rappers. Everybody's, John Gotti, etc. People with bachelor's degrees, doctors, lawyers. Everybody's a rapper. And talking about they did this and they did that. Read on.
And with the point of a diamond.
Go ahead.
It is graven upon the table of their heart.
It's written in our mind. This is a tribe of Judah. This Jim Jones, I believe, is a Benjamite, but they're raised here in America among Judah. And this happens far too often in the homes of Judah, so-called American blacks, in these cities. Why? Because sin is written in our heart, in our mind. It's ingrained in us. It's ingrained in us to sin, to be evil. Okay, the stuff I've seen and heard in college, I can write a book about.
Right.
Okay? It's not a tell-all. I'm not a punk. But just on my interactions with people in college and hearing about things that have happened. All right? Give me 1 second. Yeah, Jim Jones the Ephraimite. Exactly. Jim Jones the Ephraimite. But this scripture still holds in that our sin as Israelite is, written with an iron tip pen.
Right.
Okay? Jim Jones the Ephraimite. But his mother, I believe his mother is a Benjamite, though. Let's look up his mother, Brock, y'all. Put it in the private chat. Read what else I had you hold, Shariwan.
Come. And upon the horns of your altars.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Whilst their children remember their altars and their groves by the green trees upon the high hills. Verse 3.
Drop that. Let's drop that. Let's what else are we going to? Ecclesiastes 25 and 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Salaki Adawan, did you say 33 and 19?
25 and 19.
Come.
Yeah, this woman is a dog, man. This woman, Jim Jones' mom is a vile dog. Play this clip again from the top, Shariwan.
Come, sir.
Yeah, she's from Aruba. His mom's a Benjamite from Aruba. Okay? So this is going on in Aruba and all these islands. Play the video.
What did your mom tell you about sex when you were young?
She taught me everything about sex.
Like what?
My first condoms, shit like that. My mom taught me how to kiss when I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like what's the instructions?
There wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like she
kissed you?
It's my mother.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just my parents barely kissed me on the cheek.
No,
So
my mom
I just stopped
she
kissing my
showed me
son
how
on the
to, she
mouth.
showed me how to tongue kiss when I was younger. Remember, my mom's was 17. She's a baby. Look at all the babies that's having
I
babies
was
now,
sure.
and look how they act with their babies. It's like they have a little sister or a little brother more than they have
Did
their
you
own child.
Pause. It's like they have a little. See, now he's trying to downplay. See, look at the babies having babies. The babies having babies. If there's any 17-year-old you see kissing a child like that, that's not babies having babies. That's not normal. And then this cat said, then what did he say? He said so these so they're he said it's like they have a little brother. So what else is he saying? That tongue kissing your little brother is normal. That's what he's saying. He's like, oh, you know how these babies having babies. So it's like she had a little brother, a little sister or something. That means to him, little brother and little sister tongue kissing, now that's just kids and babies having babies. That's not normal. Enough. Stuff should not be going on. And the sins of Judah are written with an iron tipped pen. That goes to the sins of all the tribes, but chiefly the tribe of Judah. Ecclesiastes 25:19. But
Come. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Think about the worst thing a man's ever done to you and the worst thing a woman has ever done to you. In most of your minds, it will be very, 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 very different. Stark difference. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Women, you have to be watchful, not out of fear, because they taught that if you're protective of a woman, you're afraid of what she might do. I'm not afraid of what my kids might do. I don't want my kids to die. You get my point?
Right.
If I tell my kid, don't touch that, I'm not scared of him. I don't want him to get electrocuted with 120 volts, 130 volts. I don't want him to feel 130 volts. And it's not fear of women. It's fear of them being one of the 90,000. These black women go missing, and they do not give a goddamn about them. They don't give a damn. It isn't fear. It isn't control. It isn't this, that, or the third. It's protection. And because of the nature of the household many of these women were raised up in, like giving them that level of security, being that figure of authority over, and because of the rejection of authority as well, being that authority over them, they get like you like trying to be a tyrant. They confuse authority with tyrannicism. It's not the same. Tyrannicism is the abuse of power. Being an authority is establishing power. And if there's no established power, you are prone to destruction. A woman without instruction is being prepared for destruction, heading to destruction. A woman without instruction is heading for destruction. Okay? Headlong. Again, I don't know the dynamics of Jim Jones's parents' personal lives or what have you. This woman wasn't instructed right. They sit her down and say, look, I understand this, that, and the third happened, this, that, and the third did this, or this, that, and the third was done to you, whatever, but you can't do this to these kids, man. You got to fight. When you have children, you got to be supernatural. You can't do something to the kid because that was done to you. You need to learn and understand how to operate with your children. And the only place you're going to learn that is in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. The women out here are jacked, the you know what up. This is proof of it. You damn near like it's so like, I don't know if you've ever seen those videos where they get upset if a man texts them. You guys ever see those videos where a woman's like, I want the the bad boy or whatever? You guys ever seen those videos? Like, they're making them on TikTok now a lot. Does anyone know what I'm talking about or no?
Not 100% sure what you're talking about, sir.
Okay, what are you talking about? Okay. I don't want to take it there. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll put it this way. Captain Connor said this on Thursday, and it was heavy. Many women think neglect is love.
Right.
You get my point? And many women straight up and down think abuse is normal, which is why they turn a blind eye to the abuse of the children in the home when it's going on. Because that's what they went through. Starting these things at a young age. That's what they went through. That's what Mama Jones went through. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Yes, what women do has to be policed. Is that rude? Is that sexist? No. What I do has to be policed. Men's problem is lust.
Right.
If you don't police men's lust, you'll have OnlyFans and prostitution and human trafficking. Everyone needs to be policed. This idea of free will has led to 90,000 black women missing, and Jim Jones's mother swapping tongues with her son. God knows how old he was. Swapping tongues with him in your local New York City apartment. In your local New York City government housing, tongue swapping is going on, threesomes, what have you. Sin is written with an iron chip pen upon us, man. And this is why the Lord has been crushing us the way he has. Anybody have a scripture for me?
I still have, there's a little more in verse 19, sir. You want me to finish that?
Yeah, verse 19, read it.
Come on. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
Yeah, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Let the punishments that come to sinners fall upon her, man. Fall upon her. Women are going through many horrible realities. Being a single mom is a terrible reality. Single motherhood, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, all these other plagues, all these other things that the Lord puts in your life because of our wickedness, because of our lack of acceptance of authority. But never fear, because the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is here. And we are here to fix so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native families and give you a chance. Though you've done evil, we've all done evil in the past. Give us a chance to do the right thing, be upright. That's what being upright is, doing the right thing. Shariwan, drop down to, is it verse 26? Is the scripture about the dog? A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. Is it 26 and 25?
25, the law, sir.
26 and 25.
Oh, 26. Come on, sir.
Yeah, for those of you calling us crazy, whatever, your friends are saying, whatever, this is Christians. These are Christians, man. Now, who's crazy? I.S.U.P.K or the Christian church? Christian church is a hate group that doesn't care about kids. Because here's another thing. You take me to, what do you have right now, Shariwan?
Ecclesiasticus 26 and 25.
Yeah, let's read this real quick.
Come on. Verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. That's why men are having sleeping with you and throwing you, kicking you to the curb, not calling you again. Because you're a shameless woman. That cuts that idiotic argument of women's clothing should not give men the right to objectify them. You're objectifying yourself. If I wear a cop's uniform, like Dave Chappelle said, if I wear a cop's uniform and somebody runs up to me and says, "Help! Help! There's a robbery just happened," should I get upset at them for going to a police officer and doing what you do to police officers? No. Why should you be upset when men come up to you and do what they do to whores? Have sex with them and throw them away. If you want a relationship, you need to put on the attire of a woman in a relationship. In this world, it's whatever in West hell you want to wear, but according to the Bible, it is modest apparel. Being shamefaced, not showing your behind to the whole goddamn universe. Not walking around in a bikini, online and on social media, desperate and thirsty for men to look at you, but shamefaced and modest. With a self-esteem about yourself as well. Have some goddamn self-esteem. Somebody that's doing well for themselves and is modeling is successful isn't gonna go on some social media platform and expose themselves. That's a sign the individual exposing themselves has a low self-esteem. And shameless. I mean, shameless woman is counted as a dog. You know what a female dog is? We're talking about women. Female dog. The word is biblical. It is for a shameless woman.
Right.
What is a shameless woman, Akim? The women you like.
Right.
Okay? That's what a shameless woman is. Read on.
Come.
Amen.
But
You know?
she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
She that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. You see where we're going here, Shariwan? This is the fear of the Lord.
Come.
If this woman was shamefaced, if she wasn't in the mindset of sticking her tongue out and putting it in her son's throat and having her son do the same to her, she would fear the Lord, Officer Shariwan. If Jim Jones's mother would fear the Lord, he wouldn't be sitting in a room smoking a cigar with whatever in West Hell is in that cigar, with a lighter indoors, Shariwan, which means what? He can't go without, Jim Jones can't go without smoking a cigar. Scroll back, go back to the to where you can see him with the cigar. Oh no, it's a blunt, Salaki, it's a blunt. You know, more than likely, it did not look like a cigar. Okay, this cat cannot go without blunts. This dude cannot go without blunts. You know why? Because his mother did not fear the Lord, did not fear it the most. I didn't give a damn what he thought. Well, it's not going to happen to me. Well, I was back in the biblical days. Well, people are entitled to their own opinion. You know what the opinion was of the Chinese in Wuhan? That's how dumb that is. You know what the opinion of the Chinese was in Wuhan? What was the opinion of the Chinese in Wuhan? What do they want to do with their bodies? Shariwan?
I'm not sure.
They wanted to eat bat, Officer Shariwan.
Right.
You know what happened when they exercised their opinion?
Right.
When they had things, it was their body, and they made a choice with their body. You know what happened? The whole world got sick. You can't go anywhere. We can't come to Canada. Canada can't come down here. Forcing you to take vaccines, what have you. Vaccines getting rolled out every week. New variants coming. Kids dying. Moms dying. Everybody's throwing up everywhere because somebody wanted to do what they wanted to do. Somebody wanted to exercise their own opinion. It's their right to do what they want. Everybody's dead. This whole idea of free will is American, and it's not coming into the kingdom of heaven. In the kingdom of heaven, we find out somebody's eating bat, they're a dead man walking. And it's why it will be the kingdom of heaven, because COVID won't be running around the earth. You can forget about any sort of normalcy you thought you had. You can forget about that. That's done. Until Christ returns, this is how life's going to be. Masks, vaccines, every season. Sure, I want like designer, like fashion. This is the spring edition, the winter edition, the fall edition. Once again, I'm not for or against vaccines. You know, talk to your doctor about that. It's wise to get vaccinated, but none of this would have had to happen if people understand that your opinion means nothing.
Right.
Means absolutely nothing. Your opinion might get everyone killed, might get yourself killed, might ruin your family. Throw the opinions to the side. Do what the Most High says. Fear the Most High, right, Officer Shariwan?
Come on, sir.
So with that, I'm going to segue and hand it back to you to continue to educate the people of Canada how to fear the Most High, so that their friends, their daughters, their nieces aren't swapping tongues with young Jim Jones and the like in Toronto, and making more Chromazes. I want to hear Chromaz's story too. I'm sure her mother was a good, upstanding citizen, Shariwan. Sure, there was no funny business, no grabbing and groveling and gripping and copping feels, right, Shariwan? I'm sure Chromaz's mother or father didn't teach her how to tongue kiss. I'm sure she wasn't taught from a young age. I'm sure she just woke up one day, Shariwan, and said, you know what? I'm going to show the crack of my behind to everyone on the internet.
Right. Come on, sir.
I just want to go on Twitter and post pictures of my bare behind and no clothes on. I'm sure she just woke up one day and wanted to do that. All these things are because of abuse and abuse. The number one abuser in the world of children, adults, what have you, is the Christian church. The Christian church must end, and Jim Jones will be able to live in peace without having to go into an interview and smoke a blunt because he is an addict, because he was molested when he was a child. Jim Jones will be able to live drug-free, had his mother fear the Lord, and it's why you need to hear Officer Shariwan when he explains the fear of the Most High. With that, Police Officer 5000 abundant. Getting these classes, the Saturday class, 8 to 10 p.m., is mandatory. If you lost a limb, you're bleeding, the sky is falling, your house is on fire, let me know beforehand. If not, you should be in this class. Once a week, 2 hours. That's it. With that being said, Akim, shalom. You got it from here, Shariwan. The water.
Con, sir. Let's clap it up for Peace Officer 5000 abundant. Salakia Baraka Allah, can you grab me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 9?
Khan Wakan. Salaki Adawan, can you hear me?
Con, I can hear you.
There's a book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Con. The heart is deceitful. The mind is deceitful above all things. Right? Like as Officer Aban was bringing out, right? Like we got to stop looking to ourselves, right? Like Officer Aban said, our opinion doesn't matter, right? Our opinion about how we should live, what we should do, what we should not do does not matter. What's important is to fear the Most High. What's important is to obey Him. Because if we would obey the Most High, stories like this would not exist. A mother would not be sticking her tongue in her son's mouth. Her son would not be sitting here on air speaking about what happened as if it was normal, trying to normalize the things that he went through. He was molested as a child because a woman decided to follow the things that were in her heart. Read that from the top.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
Come.
And
that woman's heart
desperately wicked.
deceived her. Not only did that woman's heart deceive her, but the things that she believes in her mind are desperately wicked. Right? Like what happened with this brother is desperately wicked. And it's the reason why people like Chromaz, Megan Good, or Megan the Stallion, Cardi B, all these sisters are carrying themselves the way they do. It's the reason why brothers are out here struggling with lust, chasing after every whore known to man, because they were over-sexualized as a child. We got to stop listening to our heart, stop listening to our mind, the things that we think of. Right? Like General Mahyman brought out, I thought it was something so powerful, is Salak, I'll leave that for now. Go ahead and finish that verse.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. I know it.
It's exactly the reason why we got to stop listening to the things that are in our mind. All right? Let's drop that. Go back to Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am He, and there is no God with me.
Read.
I kill and I make alive.
God. And this
I
is
wound
why the
and
fear
I
of the Most
heal.
High is so important. Right? This brother's mom, she did not fear the Most High. Right? Like as Brock Yalla brought out, his mother was a Christian. Right? Surprise, surprise. This brother's mother was a Christian. He was raised in Christianity. She was raised in Christianity. Like a lot of the people committing all the evils. These people were a good Christian. And aren't they supposed to be teaching the fear of the Most High? Isn't your pastor supposed to be teaching you how to fear God, how to fear the Lord? If you fear God, why would you not obey him? Why would you not be afraid of the punishments that he's going to give people for disobeying him? Like if you were to think about a child, you think about their father. When their father tells them to do something, especially having that male role model in the house, more times than not, that child is going to obey the father. That child is going to listen to their father because they are afraid of the punishments that will come if they don't. They're afraid of what their father will do if they don't listen. So they obey him. And Christians aren't taught that the Most High is ready to kill at a moment's notice. Christians aren't taught that the God of the Bible was known as the terrible power, the terrible God, for all the punishments that he unleashed on his people. This is in the Bible. God kills and he makes alive. Yahweh in the Hebrew, he is known, or he is the author of life and death. He kills, he makes alive. Keep reading.
I wound and I heal.
And he wounds and he heals. Right? If you're sick, that's because of the Most High. If you're healed, that's because of the Most High. The Most High is the author of everything. He has the power to do so, and he does it. Keep reading.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
God. And there is nobody that can deliver you from the Most High. There's nobody that can save you from the Most High's judgments. There's nobody that can save you from COVID-19. Nobody that can save you from this new variant, Omicron or whatever it's called. Nobody can deliver you out of his hand unless the Most High allows it. All right, drop that. Go to 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6.
Khan.
Imagine the world we'd live in if people feared God. Stories like this you would never hear. That brother wouldn't be sitting there with that blunt in his hand because he would fear the Most High. And these laws that we have, they're for our health. They're for our benefit. The Most High doesn't want you to smoke. That is for your health. That is for your benefit. The Most High doesn't want you being molested as a child. That is for your benefit. So fear him. Obey your father. All right. Go to 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6.
There's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord kill it and make it alive.
Come. The Lord kills and maketh alive. He is the author of life and death. Keep reading.
You bring it down to the grave and bring it up.
God. This is something that we have to understand as a people. This is something Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to understand if they ever want rulership. They ever want out of the condition that they're in. The Most High is the author of everything that goes on here. Life and death, sickness and health. So obey him. Don't get on your father's bad side. Obey him. All right? Drop that. Go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 29.
In the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 29. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing?
Read that again.
Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing?
Come. A farthing is like it's like a penny. How we look at it in today's times, it would be like a penny. Read that from the top.
Verse 29. Are not 2 sparrows for a farthing?
Meaning a sparrow is next to worthless, right? The equivalency of the cost of a sparrow is a penny. Keep reading.
And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father.
God. And not only are these birds only worth the cost of a penny, but if they fall out of the sky, the Most High knows it. None of them shall fall to the ground without the Father's permission. Meaning the Most High knows about the rich and the poor. The Most High knows about that small piece of grass in the field. He knows about the mass amounts of babies that were murdered. Right? Whether you think something is small or big, the Most High knows about it. And he will not let a sparrow fall to the ground, right? Without him authorizing it. Keep reading.
Verse 30. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
Come. Even the hairs on your head are numbered. Right? You grab a chunk of your hair, you cut it off, the Most High knows. The Most High knows everything going on here on earth. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 31. Fear ye not, therefore.
Fear ye not, therefore. Read.
Ye are of more value than many sparrows.
Come. We don't got to fear the things that we see around us. The Most High knows about all the hairs on your head. He knows about that sparrow that he'll let fall to the ground. The Most High knows about all these things. So don't fear the things in front of you, but fear the Most High. You don't got to be afraid about what you're going to eat. You don't got to be afraid about where you're going to live. You don't got to be afraid about speaking this truth. But we got to fear the Father. Why Paul said, though I'm rude in speech. He was rude in speech, but he spoke the truth. Just something Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to hear. The truth is what happened to Jim Jones is disgusting. And Salaki Brakali, you see this brother in the video, he looks way too comfortable.
Khan.
And the people sitting around him, they are way too comfortable. You understand? Never be afraid of sharing this truth. Never be afraid of standing up for what's right. Letting brothers and sisters know their sin. About correcting and chastising brothers. But fear the Most High. Yeah. Drop that. Can you grab me just to piggyback off that, grab I think it's Ecclesiasticus 4:28. Ecclesiasticus 4. Ecclesiasticus chapter 4 and verse 28.
Khan is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4, verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death.
God, strive for the truth unto death. To strive is to struggle or to fight. All right, we got to fight for this truth. We got to defend this truth. We got to love this truth. All the knowledge in this Bible, we got to hold on to this. The truth of life. Who's the author of life and death? Who wounds? Who heals? We got to love the truth. The truth is that mother who stuck her tongue in her son's throat, that is disgusting. That is the truth. The things that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, the old, the young, everybody who was acting out of order, that is disgusting. Molesting your son, molesting your daughter, that is disgusting. You understand? And that's something that we got to hold on to. That's something that we got to fight to understand. Fight to hold on to. Until death. That's how important it is. That's how important this truth is. Imagine all the lives you would save if they all followed the truth. Imagine all the lives that would be saved if they obeyed the Most High. Imagine all the destruction in the Black, Hispanic, and Native American household that would be saved if they all followed the truth. If they fought for it. If they didn't settle for less. Like you read about that woman and her sons in the book of Maccabees. They refused to eat pork until death. Imagine if our people carried that spirit. Imagine if our people feared the Most High. They didn't fear man. They didn't fear offending somebody. They didn't fear how somebody would take the truth. You didn't spare people's emotions. You didn't spare people's feelings. Look a brother in his face and say, that is disgusting. Right? Like Sherilyn brought out, that brother did a lot more than just tongue kiss his mom. That is disgusting. And the whole world needs to know it. No matter how much it offends. no matter how much they don't want to hear it. We got to fight for this truth. Keep reading.
And the Lord shall fight for thee.
And the Lord shall fight for thee. This is how you get the Most High to fight your battles. To stand with the Most High. Christians would have you believe that you don't have to do anything he says, but that he'll still listen to you. He'll still give you all your heart's desires, everything you pray for, everything you ask for. The Christian church is disgusting. They don't teach you to love the truth. They don't teach you to fear the Most High, to fear God, and to keep his commandments. You understand? Let's drop that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2. Salakia, drop that. While we're in Proverbs, let's go to the Proverbs 9 and verse 10.
Khan. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 10.
Go up a verse.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 9. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser.
God, give instruction to a wise man, he will be yet wiser. You got to be in love with this truth. You got to be in love with wisdom. That's why it says in Deuteronomy, I think it's chapter 6, that these other nations would look at us as a wise and understanding people if we would keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. This is our wisdom. Understanding the destruction that will happen in a household when you have a father or mother molesting their children. You have an aunt or an uncle molesting children, molesting their niece, their nephew. That new boyfriend that you brought in the house, molesting your children. Look at all the destruction in our community. Right? We got to love this truth. So give instruction to a wise man. Give instruction to a brother who understands that this world is disgusting. Even that Moabite, when she saw Jim Jones say how he learned to kiss. Right? Let me bring that up really quick.
To do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like, what's the instructions?
It wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like she
kissed you?
Salaki Brakal, you see this girl's face?
Khan.
She looking at him like, what? The Moabites know that's nasty. The whole nation of Moab was, in its inception, was two daughters sleeping with their father. That's the disgusting things a heathen do. This Moabite right here, she's like, what? That's how you learn how to kiss? That is disgusting. Any brother or sister who understands that, you are the people that we need to invest in. The brothers that are here in class, we're here to learn, here to grow. These are the brothers you give instruction to because they love the truth. They fear the Most High. They're tired of living in chaos. They're tired of seeing all the destruction in their families, in their households. They want to see something different. They want to stand up and obey the Father. Actually do what he says. Right? Read that from the top.
Proverbs chapter 9, verse 9. Instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser.
Read.
Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
This is what we're doing in the I.S.U.P.K. We're raising up just men, giving them more knowledge, giving them more instruction, giving them more wisdom. So that they can change the lives of our people. They can change the lives of the conditions that they're living in. Keep reading.
Verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Lord is beginning of wisdom. That is the beginning of it. How do you gain wisdom? You obey the Most High. You fear what he's going to do to you. You're afraid of him sending out his death angels. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in Egypt, they put that blood over their doorposts, around their doorposts, so that death angel would pass over them. They were afraid of that death angel. They feared the Most High. They obeyed him. They did what he said. That is the beginning of wisdom. To be able to look at this world with a clear mind and say, this world is wicked. This place is disgusting. This kingdom has to burn. Things need to change. The beginning of that wisdom is fear. Keep reading.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Keep reading.
Verse 11. For by me thy days shall be multiplied,
For
and
by
the
who?
years of thy life shall be increased. For by me thy days shall be multiplied.
Right. By the Most High. This is why you fear the Most High. Because by him your days shall be multiplied. This is why you can't be out here eating bat, eating pork, eating shrimp. Because you will get sick. You will get sick. Swine flu will get created. All these different diseases that have gone on from eating pork, eating bat. These things happen because of the Most High. He allows it. If you want your days to be multiplied, obey him. Watch the things that you eat. It says in Proverbs, chiefly, my son, do not, what does it say? Do not marry a whore. Just paraphrasing. Don't give your strength over to women. Don't marry a harlot. Don't marry a woman from another nation. These things are here to protect you, to guide you. These laws, statutes, and commandments are here to give us life. Why it says, choose life this day. Life or death is knocking at your door. That brother right here, good Lord, he has been living out his days on earth in hell. He's been living a life of death. Finish up that verse.
And the years of thy life shall be increased.
God. You want the years of your life to be increased? You want to live a long, healthy life? See your grandchildren? See your great-great-grandchildren? I always thought that was interesting. Knowing a couple people growing up who had great-grandparents that they knew. Those brothers and sisters were able to live a long and healthy life. To be able to die in your old age. To be able to go peacefully. Obey the Most High. Follow Him. Fear Him. Do what He says. All right? Go to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Read.
But fools despise wisdom and instructions.
Come. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. General Mahyman said it best. When we get to a place as a people that we can come to the place where we can say in our minds, we are stupid and we don't know any better. We don't know what's good for our lives. We don't know how to make good decisions. Like we read earlier in the book of Jeremiah, the heart is deceitfully wicked above all things. Come to the place where you can understand you are not who you think you are. You are not the righteous person you think you are. You are not the good brother. You are not the good sister that you think you are. Not only to humble ourselves down and understand that we are not a righteous people, but to understand that we are not smart. We are foolish. It's what it says in Proverbs. We are foolish. We don't know any better. That's why the fear of the Most High is so important. To be humble ourselves down and say, we don't know what's good for our lives, so I'm going to follow these instructions. I'm going to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. When God says not to uncover the nakedness of your sister, you obey. You throw out your opinion. You throw out your emotions. You throw out your opinion. You throw out your emotions, and you just obey the Most High. And we say all the time, your opinion does not matter. What you feel about the scriptures does not matter. Most High said to women, right from the beginning in the book of Genesis, your husband shall rule over you. You understand? The bond said there's difference between a brother ruling over you and a tyrant. There's a difference between somebody having authority over you and somebody abusing their power. The Most High said a man shall rule over you. How you feel about it doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. If you want to end all the evil in this world, your emotions and your feelings do not matter. God said, don't celebrate Christmas. God said, don't smoke cigarettes. Don't be a drug addict. Don't marry whores. Be a shamefaced woman. Don't lie, kill, steal, honor your parents, all these different things. Your opinion on life does not matter. The only thing that matters is the fear of the Lord. That fear of the Lord will give you knowledge. You want to learn to be a good leader for the first time in your life. You want to learn to make good decisions for the first time in your life. And learn to follow. Learn to obey instructions. Which shouldn't be a hard concept to understand. Isn't that what they teach us in the world, Barack Ya'Allah? Right? You wanna learn to be a teacher? Go to school. Open a book. Learn about the knowledge. Learn about the instructions. And follow it. This is how you teach. You want to learn to assemble something? You follow the instructions. Put this screw here, this nail here. Here's the screw gun for this part. Read the instructions on how to use the screw gun. You got to follow instructions if you want to gain wisdom. Got to stop gambling with our lives. We do not know what we are doing in life. You ever see a 2-year-old child, Barack Ya'Allah, running around trying to make decisions?
Lot one.
No? God, they think they know all about life. They know how to cook. They know how to use a phone. They know what temperature to set the water at for their bath. They know how to do it all. They know. Salaki, I got a 3-month-old daughter. These 2-year-olds know how to raise that 3-year-old daughter. Tell her what to look at, what to touch, what not to touch, where to sit, when to sleep, when to speak. These kids think they know it all. You got to learn to obey instructions. It says in the New Testament to obey your parents. Children, obey your parents. They have authority over you. They're here to guide you and instruct you on life. Right. Let's go to Psalms chapter 66 and verse 3.
The book of Psalms, chapter 66, verse 3. Say unto God, how terrible art thou in thy works.
Come. How terrible is the Most High in his works? Right? Salaki, let me finish this video and we'll get it off the screen. Just for anybody who hasn't seen it, I haven't seen the whole thing. I'll let this play and then we'll keep going on with the scriptures.
It's my mother.
No, I'm just
I love
my parents barely kiss me on the cheek.
No,
So
my mom
I just stopped
she
kissing my
showed me
son
how
on the
to,
mouth.
she showed me how to tongue kiss when I was younger. Remember, my mom was 17. She's a baby. Look at all the babies that's
Yeah,
having
I was
babies
for
now,
sure.
and look how they act with their babies. It's like
Be
they
like,
have a little
that's-
sister or a little brother
Yeah, you
more
grow
than they
up with
had.
them.
than
Did you
that
think
child.
tongue kissing was nasty at first? Because the first time somebody tried to tongue kiss me, I thought it was so disgusting.
The first time I tongue kissed a girl, yeah.
I was like, oh, you
Well,
spit
moms, it didn't phase me. The first time I tongue kissed a girl, I was blown. I was so pissed off. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Good night. It's unfortunate what that brother had to go through growing up. It's unfortunate what his mother had to go through growing up. This is why Christ said to turn the other cheek. If we had the fear of the Lord to obey him, we would turn the other cheek. Not to return evil for evil. That would break all generational curses. The fear of the Lord. The love of the truth. To say, I am not going to do to somebody else what somebody else did to me. To have compassion on brothers and sisters and say, I didn't want that done to me. I'm not going to do that to somebody else. Fear of the Lord is so important. All right, read that verse from the top.
Psalms chapter 66, verse 3. Say unto God, how terrible art thou in thy works.
God. They do not teach this outside of the I.S.U.P.K. Nobody is teaching how terrible is the Most High's works. Everybody believes God is all love. Love, love, love. Grace, grace, grace. Mercy. Everybody living on some clouds, floating around in the sky. But how terrible is the Most High's works? That's a question. Does anybody know? Keep reading.
To which power shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee?
God. To the greatness of thy power shall thine enemies submit themselves unto thee. Look at what the Most High did to the Egyptians. Look at what the Most High did to the Canaanites. All the people he removed out of the land so that the Israelites could dwell there. You understand? We got to understand the power of the Most High. What he did to Sodom and Gomorrah, to Nineveh, all these different places that he destroyed. That is the work of the Most High. Keep reading.
Verse 4. All the earth shall worship thee, and shall sing unto thee. They shall sing to thy name, Selah.
God. Says when Christ returns, every knee shall bow. Christ is going to come back and he's going to separate the nations. He's going to separate the people. He's going to put everybody in order. Everybody's going to be in subjection because of all the murder that's going to be coming on this place when Christ returns. All the destruction that's going to happen when Christ returns. And anybody joined to this place and its wickedness, they are going to be destroyed with it. Because they have no fear of the Most High. That fear will save you from the day of judgment. That fear will save you the day Christ returns. We got to understand who the Most High is. Keep reading.
Verse 5. Come and see the works of God. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men.
He is terrible in his doing towards the children of men. I thought God was all love. I thought Christ was going to come back and everybody was going to be joined hand in hand, singing, marching. Everybody's all integrated. Got all this same-sex marriage going on, abortions going on, all this divorce. Women don't want to get in order. Men don't want to get in order. Nobody has the fear of the Most High. Nobody's worried about what he's going to do to the children of men. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 39. Ecclesiasticus 39. We'll start at verse 28.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 28.
Go up one verse.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
Read.
Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
Calm. The Most High created spirits for vengeance. Why the Most High said, don't take vengeance into your own hand. I will avenge you. I love you. All the things that you've been through on this earth. I will avenge you. I will give you your justice. Fear me. Don't be afraid of men. Don't be afraid of the things going on in front of you, the things around you. Just focus on obeying me. Why? Because I've created spirits for vengeance. Keep reading.
Lay on sore strokes.
Read.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
God. These spirits, they are going to lay vengeance on people. They're going to avenge the children of Israel. They're going to avenge all the people that have had evil things happen to them. This is why you got to be on the side of the Most High. These spirits will lay sore strokes. These spirits will kill. They will take your life. This is what these spirits were created for. Not only do they give vengeance, but read that last part one more time. And appease.
And appease the wrath of him that made them.
And appease the wrath of him that made them. This is a terrible power. This is a God you shouldn't play with. This is a God you should fear. You should be afraid of that angel of death. You should be afraid of the spirits that appease the Most High, that appease his anger, that appease his wrath. The only reason Job could touch, or Salakia, the only reason Satan could touch Job because the Most High allowed it. The Most High told Satan, you can take everything, just don't take his life. Christians have you believe that Satan is at war with the Most High. That there's some evil forces and evil spirits out there that are at war with the Most High, that are fighting against him. That's Christianity. The Most High sends these spirits. And we need to be afraid of them. Salaki, there were kids making fun of a man because he was bald. That man belonged to the Lord. The Most High sent bears after those kids. Understand who the Most High is. These spirits appease his wrath. You understand? So is that we're going to end Saturday night scripture breakdown class. Let's clap it up. All right, make sure you hit those sign up links before you leave the class. We're going to do the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters: when they come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. After 6 months, in which the brother and sister will court each other. It's like there's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim coming up, which will be on Monday, the 14th of February. I believe it will be held in Toronto this year, but stay tuned to our classes to get more details on that, or contact your camp leader for more information on that feast. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, men of Israel, I majum, which means stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, I majum Shabbat. I majum Barak. Yahweh Shim Yahushai Barakatum. Yad Yamatah. Turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, I majum Shabbat. I majum Barak. Yahweh Shamar Alatham Hashem Yahushai. Yad Yamatah. Class dismissed. Shalom, Israel. Make sure you hit those sign-up links.
So when they ask I'm UPK, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me. Cause I can never doubt my tail tucked between my legs. Shit, I be thinking. Watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart. And Alana, she's so beautiful. But they ain't like other babies. And they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy and 10 leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet. Tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see. And I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man. They better bring their bloody bed sheets. Hey, I'll smash the time. This Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Shit call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the